what got you started in comics?
I've drawn comics since I was old enough to hold a crayon. I was basically drawing Batman on my parents' walls, and I'm really glad they didn't like that wallpaper, or I might not have been supported into going into the arts. I just always wanted to tell stories with my art, and in college I realized comics were the best medium to do that. So I've been doing them off and on around other jobs, and finally got my big break with Madame Frankenstein.
With Madame Frankenstein, were you trying to think of past portrayals of Frankenstein? Because there's like a million, you can go with art, movies, illustrations, or like, there are all those in your head where you're like, I'm just doing my own thing.
The idea originally started based more on the Greek myth of Pygmalion, who creates a sculpture of his perfect woman who is then given life. So that was really more where the idea started from, and the Frankenstein element came in when I came up with the concept of a stitched together monster as the creation. So it was Jamie's suggestion to use Frankenstein in the title, just to kind of get that instant recognition with the audience so that they'd see it and kind of understand there were elements of that in it as well, like playing God and, you know, man's attempts to create things that they shouldn't, that sort of thing. So.
Was the Art Deco aesthetic your choice, or was it the story?
I definitely leaned us towards doing 1930s time period.
Was there any kind of research you had to do, or was this something that you've always been passionate about?
Tons. It's actually not a period that I knew that much about, so I bought tons of books on 1930s clothing. Like, I had a reference that I would just go shopping in pages of old J.C. Penney catalogs from the era to look at everyday clothes and shoes and hats and things that normal people wore rather than just movie stars. And I always have my iPad next to me looking up reference of glassware, wallpaper, furniture, cars, just the way the architecture would have looked around that period.
What's the other story that you said you were doing soon?
Jamie and I are collaborating on a full-length graphic novel for Oni Press called Ares and Aphrodite. It should be releasing on Comixology as a serial very soon, and I think the book will be printed early next year. It's a romantic comedy set in Los Angeles about a divorce lawyer and a wedding planner who hook up amid a big celebrity wedding.
We have this sort of like chain of mythology being sort of reinterpreted, repositioned.
Kind of, yeah.
I guess something more general about the show, like say something about the con.
So far I'm having a great time at New York Comic Con. I really love, I was describing earlier to one of the volunteers that I love the way the different aspects of the con are compartmentalized, because you don't have to fight your way through the show floor to get to Artist Alley or to the panels or to the celebrity autographs. There's something here for everyone and for every aspect of the fandom and the consumers, but it's not all smushed together. It's very well organized, so I feel like it's better for us artists, because people who want to come over here and look at what we're selling and what we're doing can just come directly to Artist Alley. And if you want to go buy toys, you go to the show floor, and if you want to do signings, you go to the autograph area. So I like that organization, and so far everyone has been amazingly friendly, so that's been very positive.
Did you go to conventions much before you started creating comics, or like after you became a professional? I
attended a lot of several of them as a spectator, and I went to San Diego Con almost every year since I'm based out of LA. This is probably about my 4th or 5th convention since I've started professionally doing this, and so far it's the best. So.
Cool.
Have you noticed change in conventions over the years, or either over the years, like East Coast, West Coast?
I feel like they're more inclusive, definitely. Like, I feel like there's not really anymore an image of the comic book fan. The comic book fan is anybody. Like, you see people now at conventions who you wouldn't pick out as nerds or cosplayers or whatever. You know, I just passed 2 extremely handsome fellows who are in great shape dressed as Wolverine and Gambit, like the best costumes I've seen in a long time. You can tell they're just really into it. So, yeah, just more diversity, I guess. Like, diversity of audience.
Awesome.
And more diversity in content.
Exactly, which brings the audience.
Thank you.
Thank you.